One of the league's remaining unbeatens takes on a squad looking to rebound from a humbling midweek defeat. So it's USL League One soccer on ESPN Plus, presented by Novant Health. I'm Donnie Barnes. Let's see how the League One standings are looking in these still very early stages. Charlotte played to a scoreless draw with Omaha on Wednesday to remain unbeaten, although head coach Mike Jeffries wasn't very happy with how his side played. Central Valley were thumped 3-0 in Greenville. They generated very little of note in that match, but Austin Pack deserves that spotlight today after he single-handedly salvaged a point for Charlotte on Wednesday against Union Omaha. He faced 9 shots on target and saved them all, including a few remarkable stops. Brought in this year to replace Adrian Zendejas, who was so good for them last year. He has not missed a beat. It's been superb, especially with Charlotte still trying to figure things out in the attacking third. One of the men who'll be trying to beat March, Cerrito struggled with injuries last year, but when he's healthy, head coach Martin Vasquez has said that he sees things in the final third that good players see, and we're they need him to spark their attacking midfield and deliver more of that end product. Charlotte snuck into the playoffs last year and were here. Fuego missed the postseason in 2022, off to a shaky start in 23. They want to show there are better days ahead. Who makes a statement in this Saturday match?
Pushing further. We never stop because you excel at what drives you, not just keeping you healthy for the game.
When it comes to delivering high-quality relationships we've built with you, North Carolina, we're collaborating with leaders, working with her to ensure our state's most vulnerable children are thriving. And caregivers, like my healthier communities, we are committed to improving the health. North Carolina is not your typical health insurer. We're 5,000 neighbors, friends, and family working hard. Our home. We're here for you, all of you.
Great actually does. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details so you always get exactly the look you want. Great Clips. It's gonna cost less. Great is when it still meets high standards. At Great Clips, you'll always get the haircut. Clips. It's gonna be great.
The procession onto the pitch. Health, and let's see the starting 11s for today's game, presented by Adidas. As the home side, Charlotte Independence, coached by Mike Jeffries, roll out a starting 11 that sees 2 changes from that midweek game against Omaha. Brad Dunwell and Corey Bennett come in, with Bennett up top. Today, Dane Kelly, the all-time leading goal scorer in USL Championship, the only guy to score over 2 assists so far. He is tied for the league lead in assists. That were thumped 3-0 in midweek at Greenville. He changes out half that back line. Good to see Mohamed Dabo moves to the midfield. Zahir Vasquez and David Diaz get the start in the forward 3. And Viljan Bijev, 5 goals last year. He had a week, or named in the team of the week, for his efforts to step up and take the lead. Well, because capable backup, but Ofek Antman still not available alongside a few others. So it will be Charlotte to get us underway today. They are in their all-blue kits, with Central Valley Fuego in the white, trimmed in black. It'll be Charlotte from right to left in this first half. Gabriel Giusti blows his whistle, and here we go. Unbeaten Charlotte and bounce-back seeking Central Valley, live from the Queen City at American Legion Memorial. And an early foul, some contact on Mitch North, and some early inquests directed toward Corey Bennett from Fuego defenders. Francois Deleuze immediately protecting his goalkeeper. Corey Bennett saying, "I didn't mean anything by it." And Mitch North still down after that early collision, having some words with Corey Bennett as well. Well, let's look at it again. There's Deleuze shielding his goalkeeper, and Bennett is going through Deleuze a little bit. And an early talking to from referee Gabriel Giusti, who is assisted today by Ben Regal and Austin Holt. The 4th official is Josiah Park so far. Their 2 victories have come away from home. Also won on 2 for Charlotte, 5 games in 15 days. Central Valley won on opening night at Chattanooga, have not won since. Winless in their last 4, and desperate to get back in the results column today. They went out of the Open Cup to championship side Monterey Bay in an extra time match. Defeats to Union Omaha and Greenville, had a draw against 1 Knox. Up until that defeat to Greenville, they hadn't played really create any attacking opportunities until very late. This one straight over the top might lead to a chance, and it's scrambled away by Avion Flanagan. It will be the first corner of the match, and some early promise for Fuego. Viljan Bijev jogging over to take this. That is much more. This is a Chick-fil-A corner kick. And Bijev so close to opening the scoring. Central Valley. It was completely missed by Austin Pack after his tremendous performance on Wednesday. Almost gave away an early goal today. Good delivery from Bijev. And Fuego. Header was won by Shalom Duty, or it flicked off of Shalom Duty. The sequence, it was actually Shalom Duty getting in the way of his goalkeeper, Austin Pack. And almost leading to an early goal for the visitors. That's a great line-splitting ball forward. Oberton flicking it back and getting a former Manchester United and Newcastle United man. Stinging the hands of Mitch North, who I think saw it late. Look at this hit. Bang! And North just able to tip it over the bar and upset at his defense for allowing that much space for Oberton to unleash that shot. It's been that little pocket right on top of the 18-yard box that was the problem on Wednesday for Fuego as well. First check. But early attacking promise from both. So the start of a big soccer Saturday. And to attend the Charlotte FC match later today in town. With a pub crawl planned in between, we're told. For Fuego, let's see that goal line clearance a couple minutes ago. From that was Zahir Vasquez, who almost opened the scoring. Nick Spielman. Spielman has been terrific at that center back position. Came in as a trialist last year and is now given them another center back option. Here's Bennett now, laying it off for Flanagan, putting it across the face of goal. Speared away, Spielman. Really lively start from both teams. So earlier kickoff today, even fewer outsides for Central Valley, of course, having to travel in between. And it's shown. Charlotte, it's Deleuze and Oberton tangled. So an early booking for one of the center backs for game if you can avoid it. So Deleuze will have to early part of this season with injury, so you don't know if he's 90 minutes fit anyway, but you never want to pick up a card so early if you can avoid it. Falling to the top of the box. And cleared away by Central Valley. Alexis Cerritos. It's that early attack corner kick in the 3rd minute. Haven't been able to generate much. Into the attacking 3rd now, though. Penetrating run. Dragged back to Mohamed Dabo. Forcing David Diaz to retreat for it, but he keeps possession. Lemus, Dabo. Fuego content to maintain the ball. Greenville did a great job on Wednesday of funneling Fuego to the middle of the pitch, pressing from out to in, and winning the ball back in the midfield. This one over the top. Retreated for by Flanagan, but the flag is off anyway. The flag is up, that is, for offside. Aquafina is the official water of the Charlotte Independents. When the game heats up, cool down with Aquafina. Provider of the Charlotte Independents with locations all across the Carolinas. Novant Health can meet you wherever you are. Head to novanthealth.org. And a high elbow, apparently. Man down for Fuego. Dane Kelly, the man whistled. In front. Kelly, who's trying to shield the ball as he turns. The only guy with over 100 goals at the USL Championship level. 10 minutes gone here. Watching Charlotte attack in front of him. Good hands. Good run in the other direction. Surging forward, Cerritos laying it off to Bijev. Bijev sizing up across. Couldn't beat the first man. Decisive runs more often. And Bijev unhappy about that call as the free kick goes Charlotte. The first was a very memorable scoring an overhead kick in the 6th minute of stoppage time. Charlotte, though, won the last 2 meetings handily. Beat them here 4-0 later in the season. Charlotte, one of 3 remaining unbeaten clubs in League One. Switch of play out to the right, sees Clay Dimmick. Been a rock at that right back position, but he'll get forward too, and he's forward here looking for the overlapping ball from Obreton, who instead stabs it toward the middle. Great chance, and North has it stick under his legs, and it stays out. Corey Bennett almost beat him 5-hole, but it stays 0-0. And again, it's Obreton creating things. He had Dimmick on the overlap, instead played the cross in. Obreton, uncharacteristically poor first touch. Well, Mike Jeffries said he knew that Central Valley would have plenty of fight today coming off that tough midweek loss. As Flanagan tracks back for this, under pressure and pushed and fouled by David Diaz. It has been a spirited start by Central Valley, even though they've been under some pressure at the other end. Want to say hello to all the Fuego fans and supporters groups watching this match at Dave & Buster's in Fresno at the official watch party. Hope you're all having a good time. There's Martin Vasquez wearing the red shirt in your foreground. A guy who was coached at Bayern Munich, coached with the LA Galaxy, been with the Mexican national side. Tremendous coaching and playing pedigree. Nick Spielman. Down the line comes Clay Dimmick. Dimmick looking for somebody to give this off to and puts it off a defender out for a throw. Pepsi Cola is the official soft drink of the Charlotte Independents. Enjoy an ice-cold Pepsi while watching the Jacks. Pepsi, born in the Carolinas. He's had a great start. Corey Bennett now by the end line. Now Flanagan down the left. Flanagan chipping it past one, using his speed, crosses to the penalty spot. It's Dane Kelly, and it's tipped over the bar. Great save by Mitch North, keeping his team in this one in the opening 16 minutes. He is furious with his defense. Dane Kelly, 1 goal so far this season. Mike Jeffries saying he's expecting a little bit more from him. Almost had it there. What a good run from Flanagan, just chipping it around the defender and using his speed. Kelly couldn't get it sorted out initially, but still got off a good strike with excellent pace. Close enough to the goalkeeper. North able to throw up those hands and tip it over. Now Flanagan takes the Chick-fil-A corner. And toward the penalty spot, good header clear. Oberton with a classy takedown out of midair. It's those little subtle touches that keep a play alive. It's Bennett dancing by that end line, trying to chip it past. Stood up well, though. But then given away, and a throw in conceded. Taken quickly. Charlotte want to keep the tempo high and the pressure on. It's Duty trying to swing it in. It's Oberton making the run, trying to flick it along first time. Didn't quite come off. But Central Valley hanging on at the moment. That's a bad foul to give away, and this is exactly what Fuego need. Buy themselves some time to regroup and recover. Work with the ball. Fuego wanting to calm this game down a bit with a spell of possession. That's not the best ball back to Mitch North. Puts him under some pressure. That was calm. Really well done with Dane Kelly closing in on him. Now it might lead to a counter as Alexis Cerritos has plenty of space to roam. It's Cerritos. Got it stuck under his feet a little bit. It falls to Bijev. Bijev being closed by Spielman. Now Dabo. Kept moving by Ramos and Bijev. Ozzy Ramos. Bijev. And he's tripped and fouled. Free kick, Central Valley. This is a better spell from them. Omar Sis, who is a really important and underrated player for Charlotte. Does a lot of the unseen dirty work, Mike Jeffries said. Winning balls deep, distributing out of the front of that back line. Our AccuVision LASIK replay, that's a pretty clear foul. Maybe a little fortunate not to see a card there, Shalom or Omar Sis. Free kick taken quickly, moved out to the left, much to the referee's surprise. Cerritos and Bijev. Charlotte doing well to stick right with Bijev, who then slips. And now the foul goes the other way, and that attacking sequence fizzles out for Central Valley. Well, spend your Sunday afternoon with us celebrating you, the fans. Come watch the Jacks take on North Carolina FC in the Dogwood Derby on Sunday, May 21st at 2 p.m. for Fan Appreciation Night, presented by Atlas Chiropractic. Get your Independence tickets starting at $12 at charlotteindependence.com. Decided that it wouldn't have affected anything as it fell kindly to Mitch North. I think that was Jordan Chavez who slipped on the edge of the penalty box. Dane Kelly ran straight into him. Free kick for Fuego. Well, don't miss a minute of the action in 2023. Whether your club's on the road or at home, catch nearly every second of USL League One action on ESPN+, the home to the USL, MLS, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. But Gabriel Oberton has really good energy today, harassing Fuego players on the ball. They almost gave it away again, but calmly chipped by Ozzy Ramos. It's a good sequence from Ramos, and it allows Bijev to come forward now. Cerritos, who's been finding some good pockets of space there in the midfield. Out to Diaz. Cerritos again, making himself available. And this is the kind of thing Fuego need from Alexis Cerritos. That's why we highlighted him in our open. Diaz, nice little juke with the shoulder. Toward the top of the box. Charlotte able to deal with that. Miguel Ibarra. He'll drop deep to pick up the ball. He'll roam left. He'll go right. On ball forward here, and Corey Bennett's onto the end of this, and the flag has stayed down. Halfway through the first half. Charlotte probing for that first goal. It's Bennett onto his right, toward the top of the box. Laid off further for the right-footed effort. It's deflected. North after it and keeps it in and prevents the corner. Brad Dunwell laying it off. Again, Charlotte Independence close. Good work by Bennett. Dunwell, I think, wanted to hit that first time. It was Ibarra's strike that was blocked. I think if Corey Bennett had been able to give that ball to Dunwell more in stride, Dunwell would have struck it first time. Instead, had to lay it off. By that time, the defense had been able to recover and get in front of him for the block. Avion Flanagan. Dunwell. See, just the one man up pressing for Fuego. That was Zahir Vasquez. Now Ibarra trying to split lines with that pass, just a bit too much on it. North able to collect in front of Dane Kelly. Bijev coming back well to help out. Created the one big chance that was cleared off the line from a corner in the 3rd minute. Had some other decent sequences that haven't led to any end product. But doing reasonably well away from home in their 2nd road match in 3 days. Good ball under some pressure there from Ozzy Ramos. Kept alive for Omar Limus. Ramos again. Being harassed by Sis. If you're looking for a little Greek, a little Southern, and always fresh, enjoy a great meal at your local Shomars. Proud supporters of the Charlotte Independence. 25 minutes in. 0-0. Between two sides that both failed to score in midweek. Charlotte had some good chances against Union Omaha that they couldn't put away, although they conceded more chances than they created. Mike Jeffries admitted that, talking to him yesterday. He felt they got caught up in a game that was more wide open than they would have liked. They had their goalkeeper, Austin Pack, to thank for coming out of that with a point. Wanted to exert more control at home here today. Done pretty well at that so far. That's chested down for Ibarra. Had Dimmick making the run, didn't choose to use him. Nick Spielman. Shalom Duty. Corey Bennett laying it off for Flanagan. Flanagan's cross cut out, corner. Good tracking by David Diaz to prevent the cross. Good combining by Flanagan and Bennett down that left side to create a set-piece opportunity. A 3rd Chick-fil-A corner kick of the first half coming for Charlotte Independence.
This is a Chick-fil-A corner kick.
So it's Ibarra to take. Plays it short to the edge of the area where Oberton shields, and Ibarra on the overlap. Ibarra strikes off Bijev's chest, shouts for handball. Referee saying no, it came off the chest. And it's just a throw. And apparently the offside flag was up. So a free kick for Central Valley. It's a clever routine from the corner. Yeah, good decision by the referee. Bijev, arms tucked into his side, clearly got that off the shoulder and side of the chest.
Hey, Jets fans, want VIP access to watch your Charlotte Independence from the pitch? It's time to enter our...
So well done by Gabriel Giusti. He remained goalless in the 28th minute.
Your information for the chance to win 4 VIP field level seats at a future Charlotte Independence home game.
Well, Central Valley, I think, wanted a free kick there. Play on, says the referee. Charlotte winning it back with some good pressure. Dimmick, neat one-touch flick. Now a free kick for the home side, as Dunwell was sent sprawling. Jordan Chavez giving that free kick away. Don't really want to do that, especially against Charlotte with the ability they have to deliver dangerous balls, whether it's Ibarra, whether it's Obreton. It does look like Ibarra, who takes most of their set pieces, who will stand over this. Flanagan will be in the vicinity as well. We've seen Flanagan take corners from that far side. He can whip one in with his left. It is Flanagan to deliver. It's a good ball, flicked in! And it's the opening goal for Charlotte Independence. Nick Spielman jumps the Jacks in front. Well, the former trialist continues to impress, earning his way onto the pitch, earning a spot in starting 11s week after week, and now he's on the score sheet in the 29th minute. What a good ball in from Flanagan, and Spielman just able to redirect it into that corner. Absolutely nothing Mitch North could do. And Nick Spielman's fairy tale story continues. Not expected to make the team last year, not expected to play much this year. He's not only given them another center back to choose from, he's becoming a mainstay. After Charlotte had come close in the opening half an hour, they find the net now. That puts Fuego in a difficult position once again.
Charlotte Independence goal! Scored by number 4, Nick Spielman.
Well, Fuego, who had been soaking up pressure reasonably well, even though they'd given away some chances, now might have to chase the game a bit more. Still plenty of time left. They fell behind in just the 10th minute on Wednesday. Able to get a lot going in attack against Greenville, who pressed them all over the pitch so effectively. They've shown more coming forward so far today, and this is Cerritos with space. It's Alexis Cerritos trying to play the ball through. Too heavy on it, though. Easy take for Austin Pack. That was better, though, for Central Valley. And again, it's been Cerritos who's been able to create danger coming forward.
To make their way to the
Fuego, of course, have to make sure they don't get caught on the counter. Ibarra, oh, he had Clay Dimmick streaking down that right touchline, screaming for the ball. They work it to the left, though, and Corey Bennett. Launched over the top. Oberton, is he onside? No. Flag goes up, and the whistle blows. We'll grab some new gear for the new Independence game with scarves, hats, t-shirts, and more. They have merch for every Independence fan. Head over to store.charlotteindependence.com to find your next piece of Jack's gear. David Diaz trying to streak down that right side. Flanagan sticking right to him. Diaz trying to work space to deliver a cross and whistled for a foul, and he's upset about that. He was trying very hard not to commit one. See him put his hands up. Flanagan defending really well, though. And David Diaz inserted into the lineup today after he didn't start on Wednesday. Martin Vasquez trying to spark that attack. They had just 4 shots on Wednesday against Greenville, and a couple of those came very late. This game could feel very different if that 3rd-minute ball wasn't cleared off the line by Charlotte following that corner from Viljan Bijev. So here Vasquez had it saved on the line by Nick Spielman. So you think about it, Nick Spielman has been very much the difference at both ends of the pitch in this first half. Had the goal line clearance and then scored the goal 25 minutes later. And here's Corey Bennett as they go in search of a second. Bennett slaloming right and then left. Omar Sis. Obreton had to stretch, but he's so good at maintaining possession, even when the ball to him isn't optimal. Recycled all the way back to Duty. Obreton drifting out left now. Switching it all the way across to Dimmick. Ball wouldn't quite stay in play. Fuego wanting to take it quickly, and Bijev taking it in stride. Viljan Bijev making way down that left. Ibarra squaring up to him, and Ibarra wins the free kick as Bijev just gave him a bit of a push. And that was enough for Gabriel Giusti to blow his whistle. Just over 10 to go until halftime. I think Charlotte will be pretty pleased with how this first half's gone from their standpoint. Well, they'd love a second, of course. Here comes Bennett again. He's seen a lot of the ball in this first half. Corey Bennett trying to square it for Ibarra. Came off a defender's foot. Diaz now harassed by Obreton. This is the throw for Central Valley. So here Vasquez doing well. Important for Fuego, I think, to deliver or generate something before halftime, whether they score or not. Had a couple moments of danger in this first half. Nothing clear-cut since that 3rd-minute chance, though. That was off Diaz last, says the assistant referee, and a throw-in for Charlotte. Now the free kick for the boys in blue. Central Valley entered this match tied for the fewest goals in the league so far. Of course, they lost Christian Cheney after last season, Cheney signing with forward Madison, their leading goal scorer last year with 10. Still plenty of talent across this Central Valley roster, but trying to figure out how to score enough goals. Distribute those goals that they lost when Cheney departed. They think they have the ability to do that. Sometimes it takes time. And we talked about how Mike Jeffries and Charlotte Independence are still trying to figure out their attack. Even though they've now scored 7 goals from 7 different goal scorers this year, he still wants to see more from that attacking 3 and really their top 5 attacking players. They've only gotten 2 goals from those 5 in their first 5 matches. Mike Jeffries said yesterday. If you told me we'd only have 2 goals from those guys through 5 games, I would have thought we were in trouble. So he's happy they've gotten the results that they've gotten without most of those players firing at full capacity. It's North playing his way out here and doing so well. Most coaches will tell you, Mike Jeffries said the same, that the attacking part of a team's game is usually the last to click during a new season. And that's been the case for Central Valley Fuego as well.
Hey fans, the 2023 ACC Women's Lacrosse Championship is coming to Charlotte next week, April 26th through April 30th.
Cerritos. Space again, chipping it over the top, and out comes Austin Pack to gather. Promising moment for Central Valley. I do wonder if Mike Jeffries and his coaching staff will take a look tactically at halftime and figure out how to close off that central pocket of space that Alexis Cerritos has found multiple times in this first half. Every time Central Valley have created something threatening from open play, it has come from Cerritos surging down that middle channel. And a couple times, including that last one, with a bit more of a proper weight on that through ball, they could have been in. Ibarra, gorgeous ball. Dimmick heading it along. It's Kelly. Missed his kick. Boy, Dane Kelly continues to not quite click the way he's used to clicking at the start of this season. 1 goal and 2 assists. That's a couple opportunities for him this half, and now Mitchell North out in front of Corey Bennett to smother that cross. You just don't expect Dane Kelly to miss opportunities like that, even though every striker, no matter how veteran, no matter how accomplished, every striker misses chances. When a ball like that falls to Dane Kelly in the box, you expect him to bury it, and you expect he will as this year goes on, but Fuego grateful that he did not. It keeps them right in this at just 1-0. Viljan Bijev hasn't scored since late May of last year. He's still provided plenty and helped his team a lot in the months since. Set up their equalizer against 1 Knox last week. Miscommunication there as Diaz let it run, looking for the overlap from Vasquez. Actually, that was Limus on the overlap that Diaz left it for.
Independence fans, you can stay in the game with Novant Health. Novant Health is proud to be the official healthcare provider.
40 minutes gone, 5+ stoppage remaining in this first half.
Novant's goal is to always provide great
Gorgeous day in Charlotte.
locations in the area.
Nick Spielman with the only goal so far in the 29th minute.
And virtual appointments online.
A headed flicked finish from a great set-piece delivery by Avion Flanagan. Now Charlotte with a spell of possession. Switched out to the right by Shalom Duty. Taken down by Kelly. Now Dunwell. Kelly. And then crossed and just over the head. Central Valley staying it at 1-0 again. This will be a throw for Charlotte. Oberton limping a bit and grabbing at that right leg. That's not a good sign for Charlotte. Well, you wonder if Oberton's going to be able to continue. I think he's coming off. Tresor Mbuyu looks like he's getting set to come on. Yeah, there goes the substitution board, and it is a straight swap. Mbuyu for Oberton in the 42nd minute. Well, that's a blow for Charlotte. Oberton had a really good first half. Mbuyu, tons of speed. He was their leading scorer last year with 11 goals and 5 assists.
Hey fans, after today's match, all Charlotte soccer fans are invited to hop on the City Links.
That substitution presented by Atlas Chiropractic. An earlier substitution than Charlotte would have preferred to have to make, especially with how well this first half has gone for them. You hate to have to change things up if you're Mike Jeffries, but forced into that. Now Ibarra, tons of space on that right. Dimmick's delivery spins off a body, stays in play for Bennett, who goes down. The referee says get up, and it's out for a goal kick. We'll bring the whole group out to the next Jacks game, watch some good soccer, grab some cold drinks, and take in a match with a view of Uptown Charlotte. Email tickets at queencitysc.com or call 980-392-9170 to schedule your next group outing. So penalty shout from Charlotte. Not a great deal of argument after it wasn't given. Corey Bennett was claiming he was pushed. Free kick for Fuego now. Final 90 seconds of the 45. Nick Spielman asking what he did. Cerritos. See Brad Dunwell sticking a little closer to him now. Omar Lemus. This is pretty well worked by Fuego so far. Lemus with the flick to keep it alive. And back to win it again. Toulouse retreating, choosing not to use his goalkeeper, Dane Kelly, making it uncomfortable, but Fuego handling that well. Being told there will be 2 additional minutes of stoppage time. First half stoppage is presented by Novant Health, and it begins now. And still time for Fuego to grab an equalizer before half. Just spun away from Lemus. Would have had a chance to deliver across if that would have stayed with him. Bijev tracking all the way across to hold up Mbuyu. Charlotte switching it out to the right. Dimmick helping it along. Shielded by the end line, and that runs out as Dimmick tussling with a Fuego player. And the referee will try to calm that situation down. Make your own schedule with our new Flex Plan ticket package. You can get tickets at a lower rate for the matches that fit your schedule just by emailing tickets at queencitysc.com or calling our ticket office at 980-392-9170. Perhaps the final goal kick of the first half. Mitch North making a couple crucial saves in the first half. Nothing he could do about the goal. He has played well again as he continues to deputize for Ofek Antman, whom we're not sure how long he's going to remain out. But in his absence, it is Mitch North's job for now. And he's done well with it. Here's Cerritos now. One more attack for Fuego in this first half. Good drop of the shoulder, chance to deliver across. Squibs all the way for Viljan. Bijev! And it bangs off the post. Rebound still alive. Pulled back in the direction of Bijev, but it never reached him. And it's put out for a throw. And Fuego inches away from leveling it before the half. Agonizingly close from Bijev, who still hasn't scored since late May of last year. Has to feel snake-bitten at this point. Normally when it hits the inside of the post, it kisses in. Somehow that did not. There's halftime, and it stays 1-0 at the break. Well, Fuego showing they can certainly create danger, just not able to find the finishing touch and the finishing inch just yet. And so the 29th minute goal from Nick Spielman continues to be the difference at the break. 45 minutes gone, 45 to come. It's Charlotte Independence leading Central Valley Fuego by 1-0. And when we come back at halftime, highlights and stats, a look around the league and highlights from the games Wednesday and Friday night in USL League One after this.
Always reaching higher, pushing further, achieving remarkable. At Novant Health, we never stop. Because whether it's sports performance at the highest level or the playground level, we're driven to help you excel at what drives you. Not just keeping you healthy for the game, but also healthy for life. Novant Health. Expect remarkable.
Hello there, my name is Seychelle, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that punch of flavors that's unlike any other. You get the crispy tenderness of the chicken and that hint of sourness from the pickles. Ta-da!
Hey, I'm Juan, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is every single time you take a bite, you know you're gonna get chicken that's crispy, golden, and juicy. The Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is the gold standard of chicken sandwiches. There's no touching it.
Stand up, Independence fans. Take a break from squinting to see that tiny soccer ball bounce around that big field. Now take off your glasses, rub your eyes, put some eye drops on your contact lenses, or let my friends at AccuVision LASIK help you get that 20/20 vision you need to see the match in high def. Mention Independence and get $1,000 off LASIK. Go get the details right now at AccuVisionLASIK.com. That's AccuVisionLASIK.com.
What's the difference between good and great? Good tries to get it right every time. Great actually does. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details so you always get exactly the look you want. Great clips. It's gonna be great. What's the difference between good and great? Good is when your haircut costs less. Great is when it still meets high standards. At Great Clips, you'll always get the haircut you want for less. And with our easy online check-in app, you'll save time too. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
A look at the beautiful downtown skyline here in the Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina, as we welcome you into your Novant Health halftime show. And we begin by taking a look at highlights from around the rest of USL League One from this week. And we begin on Wednesday with a pair of games as Charlotte took on Union Omaha. What a duel between the two goalkeepers this was. This early shot from J.P. Skiers sensationally clawed away by Austin Pack, who saved all 9 shots that he faced. Clay Dimmick went close for Independence later in the first half. Rashid Nuhu tipping it onto his own post and gathering the rebound. How about this stop? Robbing Joe Gallardo there, Austin Pack, and then making the follow-up save as well on a ball that Steven Dos Santos will want back as he didn't really get a hold of it. But Austin Pack, absolutely terrific. And this was probably his best save of the night. Noe Meza laying it off, point-blank range just about, and Pack punching it away. The Pac-Man in full effect in that 0-0 draw to secure his side a point. Greenville Triumph securing a much-needed 3 points meanwhile. Their first points of the season. They get off to a perfect start in this early goal from Lucas Coutinho, dribbling his way through the top of that box. Central Valley wanted a foul there. None was given. It squibbed off a defender and in. That was so crucial for Greenville, who had gotten off to such a difficult start to the year, losing their first 3. But they took a 1-0 lead in the 10th minute. And shortly before halftime, it would be 2. Coutinho laying it off this time. What a smart finish this is from Noah Pilato. Top of the box, not much time and space. He didn't need any of those. Snapping it away and perfectly finding the corner. 2-0 Greenville at the break. And then they would put it away in the second half. And again, it was Lucas Coutinho. 2 goals and an assist. This his second and his team's third. Another terrific finish from the edge of the box. Fuego just not closing players down at the top of their own penalty area, and they were made to pay for it 3 different times in a 3-0 Greenville triumph. Well, triumph. Then, yesterday, the first of two games saw One Knox host defending champion Tormenta. This was in the 70th minute. Look at Mateus Cassini out-racing everybody to the ball and somehow scoring from an impossible angle. How did he do that? Well, he did, and it was a terrific 1-0 lead for Tormenta. Then, a second yellow and a red card shown to One Knox. As a collision with the goalkeeper, the referee felt he had no choice but to show the second yellow to Angelo Kelly Rosales. He was given his marching orders, and One Knox down a goal and down to 10. They were chasing that equalizer. They were caught on a textbook counter, and Jackson Corey, what a good finish. 2-0, that was all she wrote. Tormenta back in the win column, their third victory of the season as they triumph in Knoxville. One final game last night, and it was North Carolina FC taking on Chattanooga Red Wolves, whom they'd not beaten in seemingly forever, but they would change the script. Just before halftime, great through ball for Olex Anderson right between the keeper's feet into the back of the net. Always so crucial to score right before half. That's exactly what North Carolina FC were able to do. 1-0 to the home side, Olex Anderson celebrating. And then in the second half, he would help them put the game away on the end of a long through ball. Could have dinked it over the keeper. Instead, lays it off. Rafa Menzingen making no mistake. Menzingen red hot to begin the year. That ball had to be inch perfect, and it was. And Menzingen was not done. Neither was his team. Later on, a ball forward from Nicholas Holiday. The initial flick on one. Garrett McLaughlin racing onto the end of it. Watch this ball as he cuts it back onto his left. Again, inch perfect. Again, Rafa Menzingen on the end of it. An unerring finish, his second of the night. NCFC's third. A 3-0 victory for North Carolina FC to, at least for now, go top of the table. Great start for a team that finished bottom of the league the last 2 years. Great action around the league this week.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Always reaching higher, pushing further, achieving remarkable. At Novant Health, we never stop. Because whether it's sports performance at the highest level or the playground level, we're driven to help you excel at what drives you. Not just keeping you healthy for the game, but also healthy for life. Novant Health. Expect remarkable.
USL League One news and notes from this week. Neil Vinyals was voted Player of the Month for March. 17 duels won in just 2 matches. That's pretty incredible. Also created 4 big chances, a deserving award. for the Richmond stalwart. Seatbacks installed at Future Legends Sports Complex. Northern Colorado Hailstorm, they've been waiting to get into that stadium for a couple of years, and that is great to hear that such progress is being made. Their home debut, May 27th. And 5 USL League One teams set to compete in the third round of the U.S. Open Cup this week. Charlotte visiting Charleston Battery with a chance to take down a USL Championship squad. Union Omaha, who took down 2 MLS clubs last year in their run to the quarterfinal, they get their shot at St. Louis City. On Tuesday, Richmond traveling to DC United, Tormenta at Charlotte FC, and Northern Colorado facing Colorado Rapids. Big opportunities for League One clubs to spring massive upsets this week. Your team of the week from USL League One, meanwhile. Player of the week was Owen Green, who scored the match winner against Tormenta for the first ever victory in Lexington SC's history. Viljan Bijev was also amongst the team of the week for Fuego. He earned the penalty that earned them a 1-1 draw last Friday. Scores from around the rest of League One this week. We showed you the highlights. Charlotte and Union Omaha playing out a 0-0 draw. Plenty of chances for both teams. Tormenta besting 1 Knoxville 2-0. Greenville with that big 3-0 win over Central Valley Fuego. And North Carolina FC, their first win over Chattanooga, 3-0. It was convincing in the end. That scoreboard brought to you by Novant Health. Our upcoming schedule presented by Hyatt Place. One more match to come later tonight. That's Lexington home to Greenville. And a bit of a green derby, if you will. And then next Saturday, Greenville hosting NCFC, Tormenta home to Richmond, Forward Madison facing Charlotte, Chattanooga against Lexington, and Union Omaha squaring up with Northern Colorado Hailstorm. More in just a moment as our halftime show presented by Novant Health continues.
Always reaching higher, pushing further, achieving remarkable. At Novant Health, we never stop. Because whether it's sports performance at the highest level or the playground level, we're driven to help you excel at what drives you. Not just keeping you healthy for the game, but also healthy for life. Novant Health. Expect remarkable.
When it comes to delivering high quality, affordable health care, relationships matter. And after 90 years, we're proud of the relationships we've built with you, North Carolina. We're collaborating with leaders like Vici, supporting her efforts to help schools address the mental health needs of students, and foster care moms like Gail, working with her to ensure our state's most vulnerable children are thriving, and caregivers like Maya, partnering with her to improve maternal health. From lowering costs to building healthier communities, we are committed to improving the health and well-being of everyone across this state. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina is not your typical health insurer. We're 5,000 neighbors, friends, and family working hard to make healthcare affordable, easier to navigate, and accessible for all. North Carolina is our home. We're here for you, all of you.
Hello there, my name is Seychelle, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that punch of flavors that's unlike any other. You get the crispy tenderness of the chicken and that hint of sourness from the pickles. Ta-da!
Hey, I'm Juan, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is every single time you take a bite, you know you're gonna get chicken that's crispy, golden, and juicy. The Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is the gold standard of chicken sandwiches. There's no touching it.
Back in Charlotte, 1-0, the Independents lead Central Valley as we wind down our Novant Health halftime show with our Novant Health first half highlights. Just the one goal in this. Both teams had some good chances early on. It started in the 3rd minute. This corner by Viljan Bijev and the goal line clearance by Nick Spielman to deny Zahir Vasquez. Then Gabriel Oberton would unleash a shot from distance that was right on target, and Mitch North had to tip it over. Oberton then tangling with Francois Deleuze, who was shown a yellow card for that. Not happy with the decision. Oberton later in the first half creating lots of danger. This stooping header by Corey Bennett almost found its way through Mitch North, but he was able to sit on it and keep it out. Avion Flanagan then creating a good chance. Dane Kelly's first touch, not the best. Still able to get it out of his feet and have a good strike. North again was equal to it. But then a bad foul given away by Chavez. Said you don't want to give this team too many free kicks in attacking positions, and Avion Flanagan showed why. good low flat delivery. All it needed was a little flick from Nick Spielman, and that's exactly what Spielman delivered. Perfectly angled to that far corner, leaving Mitch North stranded and putting Charlotte Independence ahead in the 29th minute. So those are your first half highlights. Our halftime stats presented by Chick-fil-A. Charlotte officially outshooting Fuego by 8 shots to 1. That shot that hit a player, that hit Spielman just in front of the goal line, doesn't technically count as a shot since it was technically blocked. So really there were 2 shots from Fuego, but officially 1. And a 5 on target for Charlotte. Some good saves by Mitch North, as we saw in our highlights. The possession technically favored Fuego, but they need to find a way to do some more with it in this second half. They will kick things off in this second stanza, wearing those white away kits trimmed in the black, as Charlotte wearing their blue tops and bottoms today. It will be Charlotte from left to right in this second half, and Fuego from right to left. Again, Fuego came so close to leveling right before the break, hitting the post, and we're back underway here in half number 2. Can Central Valley Fuego find that finish to their attack, find their way back onto the score sheet, and dig out a road result and avoid a really tough week with 2 defeats on the bounce? Or can Charlotte stay unbeaten and continue their upward momentum by closing this one out in the second 45? I'm Donnie Barnes. Glad to have you with us again. American Legion Memorial Stadium in Charlotte, the site of this one. As an early throw for Independence, they want to take quickly. Avion Flanagan now decides against it. Charlotte certainly having the majority of the chances in the first half. I am curious, as I said late in the first half, to see what they'll do tactically to try to shut down Alexis Cerritos, who is generally Fuego's most dangerous player, dribbling forward in the first half, finding those pockets in the middle of the park. Miguel Ibarra, who was very good in those opening 45. Nick Spielman, who had the goal line clearance and the goal as well. Certainly the front runner for man of the match so far, but a long way to go. Here's Flanagan. Flanagan making that run down the left, trying to square it toward Mbuyu. And then able to glide back and win it back. And Mbuyu protecting the ball. Tresor Mbuyu had to come on in the 42nd minute, remember, when Gabriel Obreton was withdrawn with an apparent leg injury. That's the only negative of the first half, I think, from Charlotte's perspective. Let's put out for a Charlotte throw. It was another good 45 minutes from Captain Clay Dimmick, who's preparing to take this throw now. In for Corey Bennett. That's not Dimmick's best moment. Dimmick played at a small school, a small college, just outside Charlotte. Didn't really have many professional opportunities initially. Went and played in Australia before getting the call from Mike Jeffries in the Independents. Clay Dimmick from the Charlotte area, so getting to captain a side in his hometown. He's called it a dream come true. Mike Jeffries complimented him this week, talking about how well he's played this year. He was good last year too. Forward in the direction of Kelly. Won the flick on, but wasn't able to guide it to a teammate. Again, later tonight, the final game of this week's slate in League One at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. From Lexington, Kentucky, we'll have Lexington SC and Greenville Triumph. That should be a really good matchup. Both teams with newfound momentum. Lexington winning their first game in club history last week as they beat defending champion Tormenta. They're a very young, enthusiastic squad, and Greenville Triumph, we saw how well they played in midweek against Fuego as that steered back to Mitch North. So Greenville trying to sustain that momentum after picking up their first win in points of the year a few days ago. 7 o'clock Eastern on ESPN+. Lots more to be decided in this second half here. Fuego have not been able to find much joy down the flanks, either on Wednesday or so far today. Not able to create too many opportunities to cross balls into dangerous areas. When they have been able to do that, it's come through Viljan Bijev on the left. I'm sure Martin Vasquez will be pondering how to create more of those openings going forward. Foot race is on here. It's Ibarra getting to it. First time cross into the middle. Kelly arriving. He goes tumbling over. Comes back to Ibarra. And now it falls to Dimmick, who strikes over and wide. Not on his favored foot there, Clay Dimmick. Fell to his left. Clay Dimmick was on a Charlotte soccer podcast this week. And as we take a look at this opportunity again on our AccuVision LASIK replay, he said he's still working on his finishing. He said, sometimes my eyes get a little too big when the ball falls to me in a promising spot. He has scored a couple goals the last couple of years, so certainly capable, and he loves to get forward and join the attack. That went out, and it is a throw for Charlotte. 5 minutes into the second half. Dimmick playing in that fullback role, that right back position. I'm talking with Lexington head coach Sam Stockley this week, who is a former fullback himself. So that's a position close to his heart. It can be the most fun position on the pitch. More on that later, perhaps. Here's Tresor Mbuyu. And crowded out well. Good closing there by Omar Limus. Take him off the ball, and now Cerritos. And Cerritos is going to have space again. This was the danger he was able to create in the first half. Forward in the direction of Bijev, but again, too much weight on it. And Bijev unhappy with his teammate, although he's claiming it took a skim off a Charlotte head, and that should be a corner. Don't think the referee agrees, and he's showing a yellow card to somebody on the Fuego bench. I think one of the assistants has been carded. Frustration building for Central Valley. Only down a goal in this one. That was another dangerous moment there where Charlotte were unable to prevent Cerritos from having that big swath of space right down the middle of the park. And that is a few times where Cerritos has been able to make that advancing run, but then hasn't been able to find the proper weight on the through ball from that position. It's that end product that coaches always talk about. That is the toughest part of the game to master. Again, a better sequence, though, for Fuego. Ramos, Bijev hit the inside of the post with that shot right before the end of the first half. So agonizingly close for Fuego. Showing the danger that they always present, even if they can go a while between created chances. But now they have to defend, but Kelly's offside, making that run a step early. Still trying to find his rhythm this year, Dane Kelly. Played for Charlotte a couple years ago when they were a USL Championship side. Mike Jeffries had to convince him to come back this year. Kelly wanting to go somewhere where he could play all the time and have a chance to score goals. Like Jeffrey said, that's an important part of his existence in life, is scoring goals, as it is for any striker. Viljan Bijev using his savvy there, just maneuvering his body, shielding the ball, forcing Ibarra to foul him. Good switch to the right. Haven't had many chances to cross the ball today, Fuego. This cross toward that 6-yard box still might fall towards Cerritos, but flicked away by Omar Sis before it could reach him. See the applause from Martin Vasquez there in the foreground. It's because that's one of the first times Fuego have been able to deliver a dangerous cross from open play. They had that corner that created chaos and nearly the opening goal in the 3rd minute, but not been able to get themselves in those kinds of positions down the flanks and by the end line very often today. So that's an encouraging sign for them.
Fans, your Charlotte Independents are back home in American Legion Memorial Stadium on Wednesday, May 3rd. The Jacks host the visiting Greenville Triumph SC.
Charlotte using more of those long balls over the top. They have the kind of speed on their front line to create danger on those long balls. Nick Spielman.
Come on, Jacks fans, let's make
Clay
some
Dimmick.
noise.
Brad Dunwell. The flick along by Mbuyu. Dimmick returns it to Mbuyu. Mbuyu squares to the penalty spot. It's pulled back to Ibarra, who's upset at himself as he was well underneath it. 10 minutes into the second half, still 1-0. Nick Spielman's 29th minute goal remains the difference. Spend your Sunday afternoon with the Jacks, celebrating you, the fans. Come watch the Jacks take on North Carolina FC in the Dogwood Derby, Sunday, May 21st at 2 p.m. for Fan Appreciation Night presented by Atlas Chiropractic. Get your Independence tickets starting at $12 at charlotteindependence.com. Avion Flanagan. Ibarra showed a little too much of it to Bijev, who robs him, and Viljan Bijev trying to start the counter. That's a good layoff. David Diaz now. The blue shirts racing back into position. Bijev surrounded by two, wanting the free kick. Referee says get up. And now the counter for Charlotte. Kelly striding forward. Out on the left it goes to Ibarra. Ibarra facing up to Mohamed Dabo. Dunwell. Mbuyu. Mbuyu's cross intended for Bennett, stabbed away. It'll be a throw. Important last-ditch tackle. Throw taken quickly. The referee wasn't watching. He was down by the goal line attending to Chavez, who had stayed down. So he wants that retaken, Gabriel Giusti. Mbuyu getting himself to that end line, trying to tee up Corey Bennett. Good defending by Chavez. Sis and Dunwell and Bennett. And Nick Spielman. Fuego sitting very deep at the moment, inviting that pressure. Dunwell maneuvering to Dimmick. Clipping it toward Dane Kelly. Charlotte trying to find the gaps. Those lines of defense from Fuego. Battled for by Kelly. Says he's won a corner. He's correct. It is the first Chick-fil-A corner of the second half for Charlotte. And although Fuego have shown moments of danger, have had some half chances, had the one shot off the post late in the first half, but the way they've generally struggled to create early on this season, if they fall behind by two, going to be very difficult for them. Avion Flanagan had the assist on the opener. His delivery toward the back stick this time. North only got a piece of it, and it will be out for another corner on the opposite flag. Well, Mitch North able to get something on it, which was crucial. And this time it's Ibarra jogging over to that corner flag for another Chick-fil-A corner kick.
This is a Chick-fil-A corner kick.
Ibarra's delivery. North punches away. Falls on the edge of the area. Dimmick not able to put the kind of weight on it that he would have wanted. Flanagan tracks back 1-on-2. Does well to hold the ball up and shield it out. There's only Zahir Vasquez up attacking for Central Valley. Oh, and you need to rehydrate after a workout, run, or a soccer game. Trust Gatorade. Gatorade keeps the Independence game ready all the time, so they're always ready to take the field. That ball back toward Mitchell North. It wasn't going to get to him, and it needed to be swept up by Jordan Chavez, and was. That was almost disastrous. Now the whistle before that throw-in was taken. It looks like we'll have a substitution. Central Valley making their first changes of the afternoon. Adrian Vera is coming on for Zahir Vasquez. And Harold Hansen is replacing David Diaz. Those substitutions presented by Atlas Chiropractic. You see what a big presence Harold Hansen is. So you see the changes confirmed. Martin Vasquez looking for a spark here in this second half. Flanagan thought about pinging that in first time. Tries to make a run, goes up against Hansen, who again is an imposing figure to try to get past. Hansen wasn't able to find a teammate though. Nice flick around the corner. Ibarra puts it in first time. North is able to collect. Slick build-up there from Charlotte down the left side. But they continue to lead just by the one goal. And tugged back there. This is going to be the first card for Charlotte today. Brad Dunwell into the book.
An 11 Lakes Brewery yellow card has been shown.
Second card of the match, Dunwell joins Francois Deleuze, who was carded in the 7th minute for Fuego. Chavez up the gut for Cerritos. And Cerritos able to find the run of Adrian Vera. Vera's cross. It's punted away by Spielman. Looks like Vera has moved out to the left and Bijev has moved up top in this three-forward formation, this 4-3-3 for Fuego. North, under pressure, just able to get rid of that in time. Distributes a very good ball to Jesus Partida. Leads to an attack down this left side for Fuego. It is Vera again. Cerritos. Ramos. Alexis Cerritos. Partida able to create a little space. Partida now delivers the cross all the way through. It was behind Harold Hansen. Well, again, starting to see some more glimpses on the flanks for Fuego. That's better from them. They do need to find some end product soon, and that was missed, and now Mbuyu is dragged back, and Adrian Vera is going to be in trouble for that. He misjudged the bounce, Adrian Vera. That's a good card for him to take as long as it's yellow and not red. I don't think he could have been judged as the last offender back there, so it is just the yellow. And otherwise, Tresor Mbuyu was probably gone. Yeah, that's an ill-advised attempt to try to kick the ball out of midair there, Vera, and Mbuyu is so fast. No way Adrian Vera was going to catch him once he missed that initial kick. So instead it's a free kick, a little over 30 yards from goal. And we saw Flanagan whip one in from a similar spot for that goal in the 29th minute. It was scored by Nick Spielman. Again, it's he and Ibarra around it. It is Flanagan again. And it's another great delivery, and somehow it's missed. But the flag was up. It would not have counted. Boy, Flanagan's free kicks are sublime. It's a different trajectory than you normally see. They're low and flat, and yet they're still over the defense, and they create a real problem. Leaves the keeper stranded. There's no way Mitch North can come for that ball. This is going to stay in play for Tresor Mbuyu meanwhile. Mbuyu by the end line. Drags it back for Dimmick. Dimmick choosing to turn back. Now Dunwell. Bennett using his body to shield the ball. Shalom Duty. And it flicks away from Mbuyu. Given right back to Dimmick though. Fuego trying to hang on and hang in. It's Sis crossing back post. It's Bennett knotting it down, and it's Kelly offside. Bennett, the one who was offside, I think. Independence getting closer and closer to a second goal. But still 25 minutes to go and still 1-0, and now a double change for the home side. Joel Johnson is coming on for Brad Dunwell. Fabrice Ngaha is coming on as well, as is Luis Alvarez also coming on for Fuego.
Charlotte Independent substitutions are presented by Atlas Chiropractic.
So Alvarez is on for Dane Kelly. Fabrice Ngaha replaces Avion Flanagan. And Johnson in for Brad Dunwell. So Mike Jeffrey is making those changes, I think mainly because they just played on Wednesday. As well as Charlotte have played today, I think if this were their one and only game this week, and especially if they didn't have 5 games in the next 15 days, including this one, probably would not make a triple change at this point. I have to preserve some legs and keep guys as fresh as possible for this grueling stretch over the next half month. So he will hope that they can see this one out, pick up 3 big points before embarking on an Open Cup journey on Tuesday, or looking to continue one, more accurately. They beat Appalachian FC in the second round of the Cup a few weeks ago. Traveling to Charleston Battery, an old rival from their USL Championship days, of course, on Tuesday. Fuego are about to make 2 more substitutions of their own. So now those changes coming for Fuego. It's very much an attacking change, double switch that is, with Otoniel Jaramillo coming on along with Victor Falk. Alexis Cerritos is withdrawn along with Viljan Bijev. Cerritos and Bijev, arguably the 2 most dangerous players in the first half for Fuego. Not as much since the break. And again, they both played a bunch on Wednesday at Greenville. Had the travel day in between, so both coaches having to manage legs. So plenty of new personnel out there for both sides now for the final 22 minutes plus. Can Fuego scratch out an equalizer and change the complexion of this game, or can Independence find a second and put it away? Down the right side. That's going to fall kindly for Falk. Vera trying to get on the end of it, cannot. Stabbed out by Dimmick. And a throw down toward the corner flag for Fuego. Cross in by Partita. Flick toward the penalty spot, and Falk swings and mostly misses. Decent chance. Falk was moving away from the goal. It's not the simplest opportunity trying to volley that out of the air, but he would have liked to have done better. Grab some new gear for the next Independence game with scarves, hats, shirts, and more. They have merch for every Independence fan. Head over to store.charlotteindependence.com to find your next piece of Jack's gear. Now this is great work by Alvarez, maintaining that ball around several challenges. Trying to keep that in play and doing so. Tresor Mbuyu, that's really good from him. Able to surge into the box. Pulls it back for Alvarez. Alvarez trying to dribble past. Still Alvarez. Pinged it off his own man. That came off Mbuyu, I think. Exciting sequence for Charlotte, but it stays 1-0 as we enter the final 20 minutes. Nick Spielman in the 29th minute. That's the only goal so far. Spielman also blocked a shot on the line that would have otherwise gone in the goal. Would have given Fuego a 1-0 lead in just the 3rd minute. So it continues to be Nick Spielman making the difference at either end of the pitch for Charlotte so far. It was a little risky from Clay Dimmick keeping that ball in play, but he knew what he was doing. Joel Johnson now, another guy with tons of higher level experience. Came up through a La Liga Academy at Valencia. Made an appearance for the Valencia senior team. This free kick is going to go to Charlotte, and Adrian Vera is going to be shown a second yellow card, and there's a red, and Central Valley Fuego down to 10 men in the 72nd minute. He'd been booked earlier in the half and took the risk with that challenge, and he walks, and Fuego's task gets even tougher. It was very casual from the referee. The way he blew the initial whistle, you weren't sure he was going to do it. But taking down Alvarez, Adrian Vera, and he pays the price. His first card was very understandable. It was the right play to make after he had missed his initial kick. He had to prevent Tresor Mbuyu from streaking in on goal. Still came from an initial mistake, but it was the right decision afterward. It was a professional foul. This one, though, you've seen some referees show leniency in a spot like that, but didn't appear to get the ball. It was a risky challenge to make when you're on a yellow, and that's exactly why. So what has already been a difficult week for Central Valley, again, gets tougher now. Still down by just a single goal, but now also down a man. Interesting to see how Charlotte approaches this now. They certainly don't have to go all out in attack against this 10-man squad. They would, of course, love to put this game away with the second goal. And it is Alvarez. He's looked very bright since coming on. He's kept moving by Ngaha. Now Bennett leaving it for Alvarez. Alvarez trying to pull it to the top of the box. Nobody there in blue. And then the drag back by Joel Johnson, and he earns his way into the book.
And 11 legs for a yellow card has been shown.
That's maybe the one ball you have to be a bit careful of if you're Independence in attack right now. You get to the end line, you understand that cutback, that's a textbook play, but you do run the risk if you cut it back too far and you miss your man of handing Fuego the chance to streak the other way in a counterattack. That was what was starting to happen there, and Joel Johnson, savvy veteran that he is, he wasn't going to allow that or take any chance of it happening. How do Fuego try to find this equalizer now? Reduced by a man. They're going to bring on another sub in just a moment. Diego Casillas getting ready to check in, we're being told. That's definitely an attacking substitution because he's going to replace Omar Lemus, who's been on that back line. So it looks like Fuego will go to 3 at the back for now. Toniel Jaramillo hasn't really had a sniff of the ball since coming on. Trying to chase and harass there. The touch, that was risky from Austin Pack. He makes it work though, but it's given away. It will be a throw for Fuego. 15 minutes to go, and here's that change. Diego Casillas on, Omar Lemus off. This would essentially become a 3-3-3 formation for Fuego, if it looks the way we think it will. Martin Vasquez clearly feeling he has to gamble. Here they come now, trying to chip it into the box. Falk wanted to take it down. Victor Falk didn't score very much with Richmond kickers over a couple of years. Went to Fuego last year and immediately scored several, including a couple against his old side. Joel Johnson, good distribution out of the back. And lots of space down the left. Now it's Tresor Mbuyu. A little back heel, and it's drilled against a defender. The block by Harold Hansen. That would have been a gorgeous goal. We'll bring the whole group out to the next Jacks game, watch some good soccer, grab some cold drinks, and take in a match with a view of Uptown Charlotte. Email tickets at queencitysc.com or call 980-392-9170 to schedule your next group outing. It's been a good game today, even though we've just had the one goal. Well, that's not a good giveaway. Corey Bennett, it was just pinged at him a little too hard from Alvarez. Bennett had to stretch for it. He's slow to get up. Falk wins that challenge. Here's Falk again. Going to switch it down the right. Too ambitious for Hansen. Paco Craig leads Miami FC into Kentucky, meanwhile, to face Josh Winder, who, of course, was just called up to the U.S. men's national team for that game against Mexico last week. And the reigning Eastern Conference champion, Louisville City FC. Don't miss the start of the new season of the USL on ESPN Saturday, May 13th at 7 Eastern on ESPN2. So Charlotte happy to manage this game, but they still want that second goal. That's good for Miguel Ibarra. No need to make the risky pass. Mike Jeffries watching on in the foreground. It was a much less stressful off-season, Mike Jeffries said. They basically had to put a new roster together going into last year as they dropped down from the Championship to League One. This year just needed to augment with a few additional pieces. They certainly appear to have done that very well. As things stand, they would be on their way to remaining unbeaten through 6 league games. Looking for their 3rd win along with 3 draws, and what would be their first home win of the season. Certainly not there yet, but in a very good position, up a goal and a man with 11 minutes plus stoppage time left. Being down a man, Fuego unable to press the ball very much. as they try to win it back, and they give it away here. Not very well capitalized on by Ibarra. Fuego trying to play their way up the park. They'll have a chance to do so now. It's Ramos and Partida. Now it's Charlotte's turn to drop back and defend. He's not able to find many penetrating balls through Fuego. Charlotte happy to keep everything in front of them. Into the final 10 minutes we go. That's easily picked off by Johnson. And now every time that happens, Charlotte are going to sprint away on the counter, and here is Tresor Mbuyu. And Mbuyu has Bennett up with him along with Alvarez, and Mbuyu the step over, and Mbuyu running out of room. He has Hansen right on his hip. Still Tresor Mbuyu, and it finally runs away from his foot and out for a goal kick. They'll make your own schedule with Charlotte's new Flex Plan ticket package. You can get tickets at a lower rate for the matches that fit your schedule just by emailing tickets at queencitysc.com or calling our ticket office at 980-392-9170.
The Heckle is the premier streaming service for Charlotte Independence away games.
The goal by Nick Spielman, the red card in the 72nd minute shown to Adrian Vera. That's the story so far. Can Fuego create one more big chance in the final 10 minutes? To snatch an unlikely point, down a man. Well, they win the ball here. Have to move it quickly. Falk spreads it toward the right. This is Harold Hansen. And Mbuyu closing on him. Hansen has a big size advantage, as you see there. Hansen toward the end line, delivers a cross. It was cut out. It will be a corner. So a Chick-fil-A corner coming for the visitors, and Ramos going over to take. Ozzy Ramos from San Diego. He played at San Diego State and then in Nisa with San Diego 1904. Can he deliver an effective ball in? Ramos swings it in toward the back post. Flicked out. Which side of the corner flag does it roll on? It will be another corner. Taken with urgency by Casillas. He delivers back stick, a crucial block. It's going to be another corner. Charlotte claiming it went off the Fuego player last. That was a great delivery by Casillas. I think that was Clay Dimmick who got his head to it. Otherwise, I think that was the equalizer. So back over to that far side. And Ramos takes again. Skids it in low this time. Comes back to Ramos. Another cross, deflects right on, and sprawled on gratefully by Austin Pack. Let's see that previous delivery from Casillas. Back post. That was actually Omar Sis with the crucial header. Again, Omar Sis, who is so often the unsung hero for this team. As Mike Jeffries said, maybe a 3-point saving clearance on that corner. Lots of space for Clay Dimmick now. Mbuyu. Dimmick wanted it back, threw his arms up when he didn't get it. Johnson crosses, far too much on it. Charlotte, for all their possession and their good advances into that final third of the pitch. They're still figuring things out in that final third. We talked about it coming into this game. It still hasn't fully clicked for them today. A lot of missed opportunities to deliver that final ball. Otoniel Jaramillo able to earn a throw, which he takes right away. And Casillas. Jaramillo scored from the penalty spot against one Knox to salvage a draw there. Now Ramos has a crack, blocked right down by Johnson. Recycled to Chavez. Now Jesus Partida. Chavez, Partida wants it back. Trying to track it down. He keeps it in play, but unable to keep his cross in play. And a goal kick. If you're traveling to Charlotte to see an Independence game, make sure you stay at the Hyatt Place downtown. The Hyatt Place is just minutes away from the stadium and is around countless dining options. Hyatt Place downtown, the official hotel of the Charlotte Independence.
All right, Jacks fans, just under 5 minutes left in regulation. Get loud, show your support. Let's make some noise for the Jacks.
Again, a great soccer Saturday here in the Queen City. The home fans hoping to begin it with 3 points for Charlotte Independence. Fuego still with something to say about that over the final 4.5 minutes, plus however much stoppage time we have. Haven't really had a lot of injuries or stoppages in this second half, so don't know how much stoppage time there will be. Oh, that ball back. Some miscommunication. Mitch North was further out of his goal than his teammate realized. Fortunately, there wasn't more weight on the back pass. Ramos now. Toward Hansen. But it never reached him. Omar Sis gave it away. That's uncharacteristic. Jaramillo back for the strike. What a save! Victor Falk denied by the outstretched fingertip of Austin Pack's right glove. The Pac-Man makes the difference again for Charlotte. That was the chance for Central Valley. And again, it came from an uncharacteristic Omar Sis giveaway. A corner is the result. Delivered by Casillas. Top of the box, flicked along, foul given, free kick for Charlotte, pressure relieved. Home fans relieved. Central Valley frustrated again. Although they haven't created a ton today, they've been unlucky a few times, and this is the latest. Great layoff, Jaramillo. Great strike, Victor Falk. Just a better save from Austin Pack.
Tonight's save of the game is earned by Charlotte Independence goalkeeper Austin Pack.
Well, can Fuego pick themselves up and create one more opportunity? They've played well since going down to 10. Again, they need that final moment to go their way. It simply has not today. Had the shot cleared off the line in the 3rd minute. Had the shot from Viljan Bijev ping off the inside of the post. And now that's given away nearly to Corey Bennett. Mitch North able to sweep up. But the 3rd minute clearance off the line. The 45th minute ball off the inside of the right post as this free kick goes to Charlotte. And then the half-volleyed crack from Victor Falk. Tipped around the post by Austin Pack a moment ago. 3 big moments. 3 times where you just need something to go your way if you're Central Valley, and it simply has not. They've not played badly today, Central Valley. You continue to think that there's potential in this squad. This is over the top. Bennett chesting down. He's offside. Great little flicked finish, but it doesn't count. Into the final minute of the 90, and then we'll see beyond that. Hector Acosta is going to come in for Charlotte. Here come Fuego, though, down the left. It's Partida. Jesus Partida. His cross needs to be good. It's not going to be good enough. Plucked easily out of the sky by Austin Pack. And he immediately throws it out. And Alvarez has plenty of space to gallop down that left side. White shirt sprinting back. Alvarez sprinting forward. He has Mbuyu with him. Alvarez takes it on and curls it well over the top. Luis Alvarez signed this year after playing a couple years in Honduras, his native country. Here comes Hector Acosta to replace Omar Sis for stoppage time. Omar Sis, another solid game at the base of that back four, shielding that back four, aside from that one giveaway that led to the Victor Falk shot that so nearly equalized. He had his goalkeeper to thank for it not being the case. So he goes off. 5 minutes of stoppage time shown. Stoppage time presented by Novant Health. Still time for Fuego to create something else before the final whistle. They continue to play with 10. Jaramillo laying that all the way back and then given away. That's a good step by Chavez and a calm flick afterward. That back three, which at times is basically a back two, as much as players are pushing up for Fuego, very exposed late in this game. They have to get every challenge right. Chavez and Deleuze. Deleuze has been playing on a yellow card since the 7th minute, remember. There's another example there. That time Ramos having to sprawl to find a teammate. Now it falls to Alvarez. 2nd minute of stoppage time. Alvarez wants to keep possession and does very well again. Joel Johnson. Alvarez. Clay Dimmick. This suits Charlotte just fine. Mbuyu has Acosta to his right. Instead pulls it back for Dimmick. Charlotte just trying to dribble out this clock. This is where Charlotte can pass you to death. And that's what they intend to do. Great sequence of possession here by Charlotte. They've melted at least a minute off the clock during this sequence. Switch to Acosta. Central Valley again playing a man light. Chasing shadows. Bennett could have tried to slip in Dimmick, but felt it wasn't worth the risk. Now Dimmick. Johnson tries to go on the overlapping gallop. Falk tries to win a free kick, wins what Dimmick felt was a very soft one, but finally Fuego get the ball back. Just 2 minutes of stoppage time remaining. Will Nick Spielman's 29th minute headed goal stand up as the only one today? It's looking like it at the moment. Punted rather awkwardly by Acosta. Mbuyu, what a classy touch that is, but a little bit too far. He gives it away to Jaramillo. Jaramillo. Casillas and Partida. Now Partida trying to play in Casillas by the end line. Got his angle wrong. Goal kick. Not much time left now. And Austin Pack's going to try to make or take as much of the remaining time as possible. This is where you want to do all kinds of gesturing as a goalkeeper. Yeah, you go here. No, you over there. No, you guys go forward. Goalkeepers talk about how they have all kinds of gestures that they can make just to try to melt a couple extra seconds in a situation like this. Free kick for the visitors. Final minute of the 5 to be added. They're going to send just about everybody forward here. Does the goalkeeper, Mitch North, come forward? Yeah, there he comes. He's going to take the free kick, in fact. Well, now he drops back and leaves it. Just about the last chance for Central Valley to salvage something today. Into the box it goes. Heads go up. It's flicked along, and it's over and out, but the flag was up anyway. It would not have counted. That might just about do it today. Decent delivery. Have to stay onside, and they could not do so. Well, we play now at the discretion of referee Gabriel Giusti. Goal kick taken. Giusti looking at his watch. It's Johnson on the ball. There's the final whistle. And Charlotte Independence remain one of the lone unbeatens left in League One this year. Mike Jeffries and his side celebrate all 3 points as they outlast Central Valley Fuego today by 1-0. Nick Spielman, the winner in the 29th minute. He is the Adidas man of the match today. Again, he had the goal line clearance in the 3rd minute to prevent his team from falling behind very early, and then scored the difference maker in the 29th. He continues to impress. Again, joined the team as a trialist last year, not expected to make anywhere near the kind of impact he has made. He made the game-changing impact here today. He is the provider, of course, of our Paycor play of the match today, as everybody in blue celebrates 3 points. Avion Flanagan, great delivery, and a deft flicked header from Nick Spielman. Looking like he's been doing that for a decade. So well done, steering it inside that far post, leaving the goalkeeper, Mitch North, rooted and stranded, and guiding Charlotte Independence ultimately to all 3 points on this beautiful Saturday afternoon in the Queen City. We'll come back in just a moment with our highlights, but first, our save of the match today. That is presented by Orange Theory. And again, Fuego didn't create a ton of chances, but this giveaway by Omar Sis, the ping back by Jaramillo, Victor Falk, great contact, terrific. Right-hand save by Austin Pack. Didn't have nearly as much to do today as he did on Wednesday when he made 9 crucial saves against Union Omaha to preserve a clean sheet. But that's just as impressive when you don't see a lot of action and you're ready and alert to make a game-saving save in the 89th minute. Tremendous again from Austin Pack. Charlotte Independence, victorious by 1-0. We'll wrap things up with our highlights and stats and send you on your way in just a moment.
Always reaching higher. Pushing further, achieving remarkable. At Novant Health, we never stop. Because whether it's sports performance at the highest level or the playground level, we're driven to help you excel at what drives you. Not just keeping you healthy for the game, but also healthy for life. Novant Health. Expect remarkable.
Stand up, Independence fans. Take a break from squinting to see that tiny soccer ball bounce around that big field. Now take off your glasses, rub your eyes, put some eye drops on your contact lenses, or let my friends at AccuVision LASIK help you get that 20/20 vision you need to see the match in high def. Mention Independence and get $1,000 off LASIK. Go get the details right now at AccuVisionLASIK.com. That's AccuVisionLASIK.com.
What's the difference between good and great? Good tries to get it right every time. Great actually does. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details so you always get exactly the look you want. Great clips. It's gonna be great. What's the difference between good and great? Good is when your haircut costs less. Great is when it still meets high standards. At Great Clips, you'll always get the haircut you want for less. And with our easy online check-in app, you'll save time too. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Making friends with the fans there, Charlotte Independence, after they defeat Central Valley Fuego 1-0 today. As we see our match highlights today, our full-time highlights presented by Novant Health. Just the one goal in it. Charlotte had lots of chances to score more than that. Fuego had a few. And Gabriel Oberton got things started early with that good crack from outside the box, drawing a good save out of Mitch North. And then his cross, a stooping header by Corey Bennett that just was squeezed between his legs by Mitch North, who made good saves in the first half to keep his side in this game. Then they gave away a cheap free kick, and that would really cost them. Avion Flanagan. Watch this delivery. So good, so tough to defend. Nick Spielman able to flick it home for what turned out to be the lone goal of the day. So well directed by Spielman. You practice that thousands of times on the training pitch, and when it pays off in the game, well, that has to feel good. Fuego did create some opportunities. Almost the last kick of the first half, Viljan Bijev still can't buy a goal. He does so much good for the team, helps them in so many ways. You know he'd love to get back on the score sheet, just couldn't quite do it. It went off the inside of the left post, and then in the 72nd minute, it got tougher for Fuego. Adrian Vera, who'd been carded a few minutes prior, shown a second yellow, and sent off in the 72nd. And so Fuego finished the game with 10. They still created some opportunities down the stretch, even though they were down a man. But Vera will be suspended for a game after taking those 2 yellows and therefore the red. Fuego, who hadn't created a ton of opportunities today, they would create one late, but they saw Austin Pack make that terrific save to deny Victor Fall. Our full-time match stats presented by Chick-fil-A. 13 shots for Charlotte, 4 officially for Fuego. Just the one on target, which again so nearly could have been the one that salvaged a point for Fuego. The possession wound up dead even. The 2 yellow cards for each side. Unfortunately for Fuego, both their yellow cards went to the same player. So they had the lone red of the day. Well played by Charlotte. They remain unbeaten at 3 wins and 3 draws. They remain top of the table for now. Hope you enjoyed this one. For our entire crew here in the Queen City, I'm Donnie Barnes saying good afternoon for now from American Legion Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina, where it finishes today. Charlotte Independence 1, Central Valley Fuego 0.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.